to our channel, Cooking with Raed and Inna. We will be making a brunch meal today for you guys. It's really delicious. It's kind of like a frittata, but it's not cooked in the oven, baked in the oven. We're gonna do it on the pan. So for this dish, we're gonna need the following items, which we're also gonna have a list of them and instructions below the video. So if you can look down here, we have potatoes. This is 2 medium-sized potatoes cut into cubes. My favorite part about cooking is when my husband Raed chops everything up for me, so it's much faster and easier. And we have about half a pound of mushroom, half a box of mushrooms. These are, you can use any mushrooms you want.
2 cups.
2 cups. Any mushrooms you want. These are little portobello mushrooms. Then we have some parsley.
Half a cup.
Half a cup. We have 1 orange bell pepper. You can use any color bell pepper you have. We happen to have orange. We're gonna have 1 jalapeno, which you do not have to use if you don't like spicy food. Half an onion, sliced. Then we're gonna have 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and then we have 1 teaspoon of black pepper, about 2 teaspoons of salt, but basically we're just gonna add to taste, and 2 teaspoons of whole milk. Sometimes Raed uses almond milk. We're also gonna use olive oil and 5 eggs, which we'll beat a little bit with milk. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the stove and we'll begin cooking. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of salt into our eggs, like maybe 2 pinches of salt. I'm also going to add the milk. And our parsley. And I'm gonna lightly beat it. By the way, as far as spices, if you want to add some other spices, you are more than welcome to do that. And we also add all kinds of other vegetables that we have. Today we happen to have these and not anymore, so that's what we're doing. But if you want to add some kale or some spinach, which we do add very often, you are welcome to do that. It's going to taste even better. So I lightly beat the eggs. There you go. We're good. And now we're gonna go back to our stove. Okay, so the skillet is warm and I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, maybe a little more. For the potatoes, we're gonna throw the potatoes in first because they are the hardest and the thickest slices of vegetable here. So we'll start with the potatoes. You can barely hear some sizzling. I maybe could have waited a little longer, but yeah, I hear the sizzling. We're gonna throw the potatoes in and saute the potatoes probably about 5 to 10 minutes until they get a color and are not raw. Okay, so we have the potatoes on the skillet and they're sizzling nicely, and I'm gonna saute them for a little bit, 5 to 10 minutes until they're almost done, and we'll be back in a little bit. So we're gonna be mixing the potatoes occasionally so they don't all burn or fry or saute on one side. And I will add all the spices, a little bit, half of the spices right now, so the potatoes can be coated with spices, because if we don't do it right now, then later on the potatoes will not have the spices in them as much. They won't be absorbed. So I'm putting everything in a little bit. Salt. I put paprika, cayenne pepper, and salt. Again, you don't have to put paprika and cayenne pepper if you don't like them. We do. As you can probably tell by now, we love spices. I put some black pepper. I'm gonna mix it. If this would have been Raed cooking right now, he would have been flipping it, but I don't know if I want to risk it. Let's just say I have a bad wrist. Should I? So I'm gonna try to flip it. So how do you do it? Okay, if you see it flying into the camera, it wasn't me. All right. Okay, I think I'm doing it a little. Don't laugh. Ah. Okay, I think that's enough. Raed can show you how to do it next time. I never really practiced, so the potato's been sauteing for about 5 minutes, and I'm now going to add mushrooms because they need a little time to cook as well and release all of their liquid. I was gonna say H2O. I love mushrooms. If they would put mushrooms in cakes, I would eat more cakes. 5-second rule. Love mushrooms. Saute them, mix them very well. They're gonna reduce in size as they're cooking because they're gonna get rid of all the liquid is going to evaporate. This is gonna be such a delicious dish, you guys. You should definitely do this at home if you haven't been doing it already.
Steam bath.
Can you see me? Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay. So mushrooms have been sauteing for about 2 minutes, and now I'm ready to put all the rest of the vegetables in here. So I just put orange bell peppers, jalapenos that are optional, but we like it. You guys don't have to use it. I'm sorry if I'm blocking you. And onions. This is basically our omelet on steroids. Plus, I don't like omelet, so we cook the eggs. We make it soft omelet, right? Did I call it right? So I'm gonna mix the vegetables, add a little more peppers. I'm not gonna add any more salt because I tried it and it was salty. Oops, salty enough. So I'm gonna add a little paprika. What the heck? I'm gonna add all the paprika and the rest of the cayenne pepper. Should I add a little more?
Maybe a pinch of salt.
And a pinch of salt, actually, just for the heck of it. We're gonna mix it really well. We're gonna cook the vegetables for about a minute, no more, because we don't want them overcooked. We want them still fresh to taste, so that they're still good and healthy to be eating with all the nutrients in them. Now I'm going to add the eggs. I'm gonna just pour it slowly all over the place. Oh, it smells so good, you guys, and it looks so good. We're gonna turn the heat down so the vegetables don't cook too much, and we're gonna close the lid because at this point we just want the eggs to get a little harder than hard, because I like them really soft, and luckily my husband is okay with that. It's gonna take about 3 to 4 minutes on low for the eggs to get a little harder. You can cook longer if you like your omelet the normal way, like everybody else. I like it soft, as I mentioned before. I also wanted to mention that we are doing this, we're cooking today during the COVID-19 pandemic, when everybody is staying home, and well, not everybody, but most of us. We want to thank all the medical personnel and the police and everybody who are doing all the good work outside, trying to keep us safe and taking care of the sick. We also want to ask everybody to stay safe and keep the social distancing, follow the directions that the government has given us, the CDC, so that we can all be safe and get out of this pandemic healthy and well. Also wanted to ask you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and like if you like this video, and please try some of the dishes and tell us how you do. Tell us if you liked it, and if you have any suggestions, we would accept them with open arms and appreciate any feedback you can give us. Okay, it is ready. It's so beautiful and it smells delicious. You guys are welcome to come and join us.